The Oshawa Generals are embracing that matchup head-on, at least to start.
We're underway. The battle for the Bobby Orr Trophy, the Eastern Conference Finals. Oshawa Generals North Bay Battalion, brought to you by Lexus of Lakeridge this first period. And North Bay's got it under control. A pass ahead, looking for Vilmanis. Goes off his stick. D'Amato takes him into the end boards, leaves it for Morelli. And it'll be Ritchie, the Colorado first-rounder, who pulls ahead with it, slides it out to Dylan Robrick. Tied for first in the OHL scoring. It's the first shot of the series, and McIver makes a pad. Salil's been amazing as the fourth line, but not seeing as much action. That's 69% of the face-off dot. Here's a long shot from Morelli at the point. That one made it through. McIver able to find it, make the save with Robrick on the doorstep. And now skating away is Terrian. Jumps around Morelli. Nelson cutting to the net. Shot blocked by D'Amato, and he'll start it back the other way quickly. Robrick sends it out to D'Amato at center. He's knocked down by Terrian as he dumps the puck in. Sennecke to chase after. Here's Ertl, the older of the Ertl brothers. Younger. And only 2 shots on the board for either team. North Bay has scored on both of theirs. And that's got the North Bay faithful in the corner, already giving Oster the Bronx cheer in his own building, and that, for the Generals bench, has to
top unit here on the man advantage.
The battalion penalty kill has been, but they haven't played each other since New Year's Eve. This puck sent in. McIver will...
His D-man to get it all the way out and down the ice.
Robrick carries across, leaves it for Sennecke, back to Robrick. In front, looking for a tip from Ritchie, comes to the point to roll-offs. Walks it down the boards. Wakely keeping an eye on him. Rollers back is Sennecke. As rising to his feet is Procession in the penalty box. Beckett Sennecke, ranked 13th among Central Scouting's final ranks. Lockhart looking in front, had Ritchie in the high slot. Out of the box comes Procession. Teams at even strength. Lockhart back to the point. Danford, long shot. Sennecke was in front. McIver didn't see it, went wide. And Sennecke right back on it. Takes it to the point to punt it. Flips a shot on goal. Blocked in front by Mathurin. He'll force it out to... Back quickly is Sennecke. Gains the line. Has Robrick across the zone. Trying to take it backhand to forehand. Gets tripped up. And Christopoulos fights it out to center. Right back in comes the Generals' top line. Pressure from the Generals looking to get up. Right wide. LeBlanc ahead for Cook. Gains the zone. Lost the handle. Then fell. And Danford fanned on it, but got it ahead to Ritchie anyway, and Sennecke streaks in on the far side. Beckett Sennecke cuts to the middle, shoots back across the green, and didn't miss by much. Now Andrew LeBlanc looking for it. Sent in deeper by Ritchie, then he cut off a pass out of the air and goes wide of the goal. LeBlanc on it. Turn back. Falls at the blue line, look out, now gives it away. Robrick has Sennecke with him, and Punnett joining the rush. Here's Connor Punnett. Made it through, and Oster the save. Danford will send it off the glass, and then he took a high hit at the end of that play. A penalty coming to North. Options, finds Ritchie. Gives it to Robrick. Morelli, across the blue line, Sennecke. In the corner, roll-offs. Met quickly, though. Kennedy trying to dig it free. And Sennecke kicks it ahead. Roll-offs. Trying to poke it out of the skates of Cook, who's pinning that puck. It does get poked free, but in center. Here's Ritchie with a steal. Finds Sennecke, who was late clearing. And it rolled the regular season despite limited action coming off of off-season shoulder surgery. We will try and get this #1 power play of the unit of the Generals going, but they'll be forced out to center quickly.
Well, this is an important power play for the Gens. 3 straight man advantages for them. You know at some point it's going to swing the other way. Already down 2-0. Important man advantage here.
Ritchie is wide of the goal. Roll-offs had the stick advantage. 4 straight penalties called against the battalion. They don't get a clear. Generals get a chance to set up the 5-on-3. Morelli down to Ritchie. Robrick high slot. Sennecke gets it now. Across Ritchie. One-timer. McIver is behind and they score! McIver made the initial save, but the rebound sat on the blue ice. And the captain, Stuart Roll-offs, gets on the board for the Generals.
Just take on the one-timer attempt. Problem was the puck squirts through. So the puck movement by the Generals, all kinds of room with the 5-on-3. Here's the one-timer off the stick of Ritchie. Nice save by McIver, but it squeaks through. And Stuart Roll-offs is first on the scene to find the back of the net. He here takes just 13 seconds. That leaves 1:47 on the slashing penalty chance in the opening frame to tie the game.
Face-off control by the Generals. Morelli at the point, gives to Sennecke. He'll fire. That one blocked by Nelson. Sennecke got it right back. Morelli waits. Ritchie set to fire. Sennecke gets it instead. Now across for Ritchie. Ertl with a good stick to get in front of that. And he forces Ritchie across for Sennecke. He finds Roloff's high slot. Pass down for Ritchie at the side of the goal. Just didn't connect. Sennecke settles the puck down. Back to the point to Morelli. Sennecke. Cross ice. Ritchie. Trying to look out front, be one-man advantages, but get scored on the Generals' two-man advantages. Stepping out of the box is Mathern. Trying to set that up for Pazzi. He'll send it in, and after it, LeBlanc. Andrew will fight for it along the boards. Robrick will come up with it. Sennecke leaves for Ritchie. Couldn't handle it. Robrick following up. Finds Danford. He'll gain the zone. His shot gets deflected, ends up high and bouncing into the corner. Sennecke stripped of the puck. Ritchie will get to it first. At the point, punted a shot, went off a leg and wide. Danford pinches, blast into the blue ice, and down was Robrick and Sennecke for Oshawa as the second period gets underway and the team's at even strength. Luca D'Amato ahead off of Ritchie and in. Sennecke trying to chase it down against Mathurin. Puck ends up in the corner. Ritchie can't kick it free. Robrick stripped of the puck right before he went to center it. Procession gets it ahead for Ertl, and he'll bounce it in. Justin Ertl chasing it down, ends up in the corner. Back at the point, Christopoulos across for Ertl. Had to settle the puck down before he could fire. Now skates it to the blue line, looking for Christopoulos. Long reach in there of Robrick. Gets to it. Therrien had to go to the bench for a new stick, and that allowed the Generals to get it out. Morelli ahead for Robrick. Crossed the line, and when he went to back is Ritchie. Ahead, finds Sennecke at center. Sennecke trying to cut to the middle. One-hand pass towards Robrick is broken up by LeBlanc, and right back the other way come the battalion. Hazy overskates it. Sennecke kicks it ahead. It just makes it across the blue line. Christopoulos will turn it right back. Here's D'Amato. He finds Ritchie against the Generals' top line, but they're near the end of a long shift. Minutes of this hockey game, Shane. The Generals D have to have heads on swivels. North Bay and their forwards are rushing ahead as quickly as possible.
And the D is so good, or even the third forward is so good at just putting the puck in an area where the player that's behind the defender can skate into it. It's been certainly a strength of the battalion so far.
Here's Sennecke skating away from a check. Gets it to Ritchie across for Robrick in front, and the save made by McIver with Beckett.
Dylan Robrick, Cal Ritchie, and Beckett Sennecke, they've combined for 41 points in the 10 playoff games. Just keeping an eye on Cal Ritchie while we're in replay.
From a sharp angle. Sennecke able to knock it down on the far side, trying to turn at the blue line. Got his stick lifted, but gets help from Robrick. Penalty coming. And Oshawa is going to go to another two-man advantage for four.
Again, Beckett Sennecke trying to protect the puck here. Just the stick into the hands there and a bit of a tug. Boy, those get...
Houlihan, that's a tough one to take, especially putting his team down 5-on-3. 21 seconds of 5-on-3. The Generals only needed a dozen seconds or so the first time. Here's Morelli walking in, slides it down for Ritchie, and he misfired it wide. Punt it. Back for Morelli. Ritchie has punt it waiting on the far side. He'll fire it through the slot. Looking for the tip, didn't get it from Sennecke. Morelli now, 20 seconds of the 5-on-3. One-timer from punt it. McIver the save, and he grabs the rebound. And the Generals control. Here's a one-timer, says from Sennecke, and he whiffed. Morelli. First penalty about to expire. Robrick down for Sennecke, in front off the skate of Roloff's.
5-on-4 penalty kill, but this was more off of a skate than a stick, like you said, Mike. Stuart Roloff's off his skate. McIver does a good job of pouncing on a loose puck, because obviously 5-on-3 opportunity. You know they'll be generic up that play.
And so the team's at even strength. Generals 1 for 6 now on the man advantage. 0 for 1 are the battalion. Is Sennecke gloves a puck down, finds Robrick, trailers Ritchie, one-timer, blocker save made by McIver. In the midst of a change, Vincentis in front of you. but he moved up to Owen Sound, played for the Powassan Voodoos, took his time in the minors, and then has gotten the opportunity here and makes another big save with Richie on.
Getting the reps and getting the starts and getting the minutes. It's certainly a common theme with a lot of goaltenders around the OHL, and it's been a successful path for many of them.
Here comes Bill Manis. We're waiting for the D as well, and now controls across for Christopoulos. Sends it down low, Procession. Danford's lost his stick. It's in the crease as this shot gets deflected up and away. We'll dump it in. Cook. Bump to the forecheck by Sennecke. Here's a steal from Richie. Hopped over the stick of Robrick. Sandu can only one-hand it ahead for Sennecke. And he controls along the boards, then sends it around. Bedkowski first to it on the far side. Down for Robrick. Back for Bedkowski. Dumps it in the corner. Sennecke centered out front, and Robrick was there. Christopoulos got his stick in the way of that. Richie trying to set it up for Punnett. Bit too far for him. Punnett from a sharp angle. Threw it through the crease. Danford gets to the far side to keep it in. Pressure from the Generals 5-on-5. Richie again threw it a little too far ahead for Punnett, but it comes back to Richie at the blue line. Backhand across. Robrick fires. Christopoulos blocked that. And a lift to the stick by Sennecke, but a penalty coming. He lifted the stick of Cook. They're going to call it a hook with 1:22 to go in the...
But heads to the penalty box. Let's see if he got into the hands. And yep, that's up under the arm. And obviously the precedent has been established. But even if not, that's...
Point. Sennecke steps back on just as they shoot. Gets to the point. Nelson hit as he fired by Sennecke coming out of the penalty box. Bill Manis. Stick handling dangerously inside his own blue line. And he'll gain the Oshawa zone. Bill Manis pass across. Erdl on the backhand, and reaching up was Oster to make the save. Roloff settles it down. Rink wide for Punnett. Up ahead. He was looking for Richie, but the pass...
Out of the boxes. Beckett Sennecke. Ty Nelson's winding, ready to fire, and doesn't realize that Beckett Sennecke's closing the gap behind him. Ty Nelson.
Plays it to Richie, the Colorado first rounder. Across the line, long shot. And high into the glove side. And Erdl wins it. Procession's quick shot. Pad save made by Oster, and Sennecke on it off the glass and out to center. Wyatt Kennedy. Pass misses Bill Manis, and this will be an icing. Robrick this time takes the face off. Loses it, but the Generals a chance to keep it in. Danford does it with the skate. Bouncing puck. Sennecke kicking at it. Nelson will skate away, and that it 4 wide. Here comes Erdl. Leaves it for Procession. Back for Erdl. Big save made. Loose puck in front. And the Generals find it. Richie sends it to the boards, and Sennecke will get it to center. Backhand.
Check, lay the body.
Long shoot in from Danford, and again that skipped. Richie versus Wakely, and a winger win. Skating away with it, Therrien. Dumps it past Punnett. Danford back for it. Will retreat behind his net. Now start ahead. Connor Punnett. Signed by Dallas as a free agent a month ago, and long shot off of Oster. And having a great goaltender can often lead to things like Coach of the Year, and a good job there from Oster as another save from the goaltender of the year. North Bay keeping the pressure on. Now Punnett skates away to Sennecke. Punnett joins the rush. Sennecke skates through. Beckett Sennecke to the net. Punnett just shot it wide. A late setup from Sennecke. And it looked like a wide open cage, but Punnett was already headed by. Now Sennecke comes back with a hit on Wakely. And at the offensive blue, lights and fires. Save made by Oster. Danford, the boards. Wakely trying to take it away from him. In comes Richie. And Punnett will start it ahead looking for Sennecke. It's out of the way of a hit from him.
Some of the silkiest hands in the Ontario Hockey League, and how about this little adjustment? Enters the offensive zone, another move, stick handled, and gets it over to Connor Punnett. Couldn't quite tell to stick on that at the very last second. Let's see right here. Yes, he does.
Wow.
Saves a goal. Tie
in the third period. In a 1-goal hockey game, long lead pass. Again, Wakely looking to get behind the Oshawa D. Richie comes back the other way. Callum Richie looks out front for Sennecke. And quickly back the other way is Wakely. He wants to send it ahead for Therrien. He gets knocked down. Mathurin following up the defender in on the rush. Kept it at the point by Wakely, who's covering. Christopoulos looking for Mathurin in the slot. Sennecke will come up with it. And Beckett Sennecke will lift it high out to center. Wyatt Kennedy, look out. Trying to make a sneaky play with Sennecke on the far side to get around the net. He didn't quite have the angle right, so he knocks the net off its moorings, the face-off.
Bilkey with the puck on his stick. We see that here in the third period. 4 straight multi-point games for Beckett Sennecke. Continues to put up big numbers. Just his second year in the Ontario Hockey League. Just think what's still to come as this young man develops and fills into that frame that he has. 6'3", 178 pounds. Going to continue to get bigger, continue to get stronger, and continue to dominate the OHL.
Puck into the feet of Christopoulos. He has to find it quickly now. Give away by Wakely. It's onto the stick of Sennecke. Sennecke can't get around, though, Mathurin to get the shot. Loose puck in front. Tapped on goal by Robrick.
2 or 3 white jerseys around the blue paint. Soft shot off the end wall. Look at all the white jerseys. What's going on here? Pucks.
Ritchie falls. Van Stiesel comes up with it. Gives to Wakely. Therrien looking back for Wakely. Danford got in his way. 2 of them end up in the end boards. Clearing pass hit the referee. Kept in. Wakely goes down, and referee Joe Manette looks right at him and says, "Get right back up." And so that call obviously not coming.
Yeah, Wakely went down a little easy there, and the referee's not. See if there's anything called in the final 6 minutes in a 1-goal game.
Procession and Ritchie getting into it after the face-off, and they're still jousting. Now Ritchie heads off as this puck ends up in the North Bay end. Griffin will rip it right back in. Less than 6 minutes to go. The Generals are offside. They've got to tag up, and it'll actually go. Oshawa able to get this back the other way. Ritchie sets up Sennecke down the middle. Beckett Sennecke stopped by McIver. Big save by Mike McIver. Another chance, Sennecke. Another huge save by McIver. Sennecke again, and McIver dives down on that.
On a pillow for Beckett Sennecke. Up the walls. There you see Sennecke perfectly in stride. And Sennecke with his nifty moves as usual. McIver makes that first save, but this one may even be better. Sprawling to his left for the blocker save. You see the reaction from the crowd. They can't believe it. And even a third for good measure. First one was beautiful. Second one was even better.
They actually saved the puck from coming back out, but they're getting across with the blocker. Not easy to do. Again, right catching goaltender. Getting a rock across to his blocker. Offside it was.
Delayed offside. Gens have time.
Sennecke with it. They're in the midst of a change, and he just gives it away. Throws it up to center. And the crowd, just shy of 6,000, we're told, is the official. As Erdl brings this ahead through center. Erdl with the goaltender headed to the bench. Extra attacker on. Thrown towards the net. Blocked by Punnett. Here goes North Bay. Pressing for the equalizer. Nelson's shot gets tipped over top of the goal.